All ready for the Pittsburgh blizzard. I see people chatting this morning. Hello, Kevin, Rum, Turd, Kenneth, Mary, Felicia. Not a gold shirt yet, but we are University of what is it? Southern Cal? Oh, yeah, University Southern Cal. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Ray. Double checking the shirt. Yeah, Burr. Too cold. AP Mex, it's trying hard, isn't it? Watching those metals levels over on the different tickers and seeing the differences. Wild ride this morning, especially for a Friday. 49, 55, 50 for gold, according to Miles Franklin. 99.62 for silver. We've seen it bounce over. AP Mex, Money Metals. Does Noble Gold have a ticker? I know they didn't used to. I wonder if they got one now. I hadn't looked. Hello, CM Maldonado. Hello, Promise MAGA. CW. 2-week-old grandson doing a little better, but still facing a heart surgery. Prayers. Hello, Aniko. Hello, JoJo. Yeah, should have sent a silver shirt. It would have been good to get one for that hunt. I'm just still blown away with what we're watching historically unfolding. Hello, Roland. Whoa, slow it down. Trying to catch it, Bill. 9 to 12 inches of snow at or below. Yeah, can't wait. I bet you're excited. Somebody's saying XRP, buck 89. Hello, Jabril. Let's see. I ordered an uphold debit card. Realized I had to do something about taxes. People are going to keep pushing towards decentralized and uncontrolled exchanges and approaches. I know a lot of these companies, they're like, oh, I want to play ball with the different countries. What makes crypto so attractive is it's kind of a middle finger for the man, the globalist bankers, the whatever you guys want to call it. Watching this play out is interesting. And what people do, the decisions they make. Mr. C is planning on being here today. See somebody's son's 40. Yep. Wall for him. Son's 43rd birthday. Happy birthday to him. Lisa, they're mad trying to figure out who the Asian guy is. And it's made it tougher for him, Lisa, because so many other, with the success of Asian guy, because it's an AI and they're putting in the script and it's reading the script. Because it took off, so many other YouTubers started using the same guy for their videos because they get 50 times the views they would normally get. So I bet figuring it out just got a whole lot tougher now that there's hundreds of Asian guys. I know that sounds, I'm talking about the Asian guy on YouTube, or the one that calls himself the Asian guy. More and more AI generated podcasts. It'll be get to the point where finding somebody real and alive is going to get tougher and tougher. Maverick, I know you miss being in Western PA. Market's going to get -1. Maverick, I love the area. I love the people, but I don't love the winners. I've been watching Silver Run, Guitar Tom sounding off, Mary sounding off on the different platforms. What if it was the black guy? That would be good, Tim. Dude, hit me up. Let's talk about it. Maybe we can get a black AI guy talking about silver, and why not? Gaden, Greensboro is supposed to get 15 inches of snow. Run, Forrest, run. Go south. Hypothetical. If AI ran an election, would the Democrats ever win? I don't know. They seem to own most of AI. Living the life is because there wasn't a podcast last night, so it would have been difficult to find. Let's see. We had our first granddaughter yesterday after 4 grandsons. Congratulations. Money Metals ticker 116. KC, very welcome. Jay and Amy, good to see you. Where are we at? I need to get to it. If you're like me and you're getting to the age where your body just feels sluggish and off all the time, then listen up. Because recently I wasn't feeling great. Decided to call my friend Dr. Josh for some help. Told him what was going on. His response kind of shocked me. Clogged liver. He said I was showing all those telltale signs of that clogged liver. You probably already heard about how important your liver is for detoxification, digestion, and energy levels. But here's the thing. Most people have no idea how clogged and overburdened their liver actually is. Eating processed food, drink, even stress, these things can take a toll, leaving your liver clogged. And it's important not to let this go unchecked because your liver is the most important organ in your body. Being responsible for the proper function of nearly every system in your body, from digestion to metabolism to detoxification. Essentially, a healthy liver equals a healthy you. That's why Dr. Josh, a practicing doctor with over 25 years of medical expertise, formulated a special liver supplement called Ultra Liver that acts like a deep cleanse for your entire body. Told me that Ultra Liver has crossed over 500,000 bottles sold, received thousands of 5-star reviews from happy customers and patients. Yep. That's when I gave it a try, guys. Looks like this one. Say goodbye to chronic fatigue, bloating, skin issues. The report's good. Powerful stuff. Amazed at how much better it felt in such a short period of time. Dr. Josh put his 25 plus years of experience into it. So you're not going to get these kind of results from any random liver supplement. You need one that does what it's supposed to do. So if you're ready to unclog your liver and flush the dangerous toxins that are sapping your energy and preventing you from losing weight, you can just go to tryultraliver.com/MarkZ, or you can find the link in the description below on YouTube and on Rumble, because like I said, it's easier than tryultraliver.com/MarkZ. And right now he has extended his 50% or up to 50% off sale for a limited time. But you'll have to use that link, tryultraliver.com/MarkZ. Whoa, slow this one down. I'm talking about silver in the U.S. Mint catalog. Silver Eagles going for $173 a piece. Wow. Pammy, we have 3,000 ICE, 1,500 plus 11th Airborne on standby, 500 National Guard on standby, DOJ, FBI in town, hundreds and hundreds of MPs on standby, getting gooder, more interesting. There's so much going on. So much going on. Rolling, hoping to get me a Flight Star Ultralight. I like that. I like them. Sakari air helicopter is like high on my list right now. It's another like build your own, guys. Takes a lot of money to fly this certified new stuff. RAR or RO Rib Biozox. I will post the link for you. Give me just a minute. Just keep an eye out for it. Hell, you got to go recount my silver. It's getting interesting. Working on that link form. Oh, I need to do that. Hold on. Make certain. Yep, there it is. That's the link I'm putting in there for you. Making certain I put it everywhere because I don't remember which platform he was on. All right, let's get back to it. What's the news? Steve, take care of handicapped people. We need help. The largely ignored population. No, it really is. It's criminal how they treat handicap in the country. I mean, truly handicapped. There are a crap ton of people out there that aren't, that are taking advantage of the system. And unfortunately, that's why the people that truly are get screwed, in my opinion. Mr. Virtue, I'll wait until silver goes $500 to $600. Yeah. I'm going to start getting nervous after 300 as to whether I should turn it into gold or not, meaning sell the silver, buy gold. Don't know what to tell you on the Indian silver coin. Is it Indian ones? I thought they were nickel. Let's see. Treasury Secretary Bassett says we're removing all regulatory obstacles for crypto. It's something to remember. Trump keeps saying he wants a strong dollar, but he also keeps saying that he wants a very free crypto and deregulation. He's okay if you digitize things, but he doesn't want anything to be centralized. He's pushing decentralized. And decentralized means they don't get to control you. It means the government that he represents, or supposed to represent the people, but most politicians represent the government, not the people. They lose power if the people have control. I don't know. How do you put that one? They shouldn't care as long as everybody's prosperous and things run well and smoothly, but they seem to care about who has the absolute power. Wait, did I miss a good troll? Man, taking all the fun out of it. And we only have like 2 trolls on the station. They all have the same IP address. They have like 50 different handles that they use, but it's all the same person making different accounts to troll. Wish I had them out that much free time. Yeah, I didn't even get to see them. Oh well. I've found truth to be the absolute best troll poison. Let's get to what news there is. Not a huge amount, which means we should be able to get to Mr. C soon. Nothing fresh on bonds, nothing fresh on groups. Do have one fresh thing on banker. Told they will probably not be working Saturday, but they may need them Sunday for a few hours. That's what my update from the person that is trained to do, redeem foreign currencies. That's my update on that one. Wish I had more for you individual currencies. We got a little bit out of Iraq, but overall pretty stinking quiet overnight. Carolyn, think you have to give me the cliff note. What did Bix say about gold? I'm curious because I don't think I'll have the chance to go find out. Now let's get back. Oh, somebody doing the big 60 today. The Sicilian Queen. Let me write that down real quick. Hit the news. Here we are. Where are we at? We're off into Iraq. What seems to be dominating. Oh, wait, no, we don't want that one. We want the news time one. Let's click a few of these things. Cancel. Boy, I messed things up. All right, now let's try this one again. The big news that seems to be circulating in Iraq is a couple of things. The Trump signs Peace Council charter. They seem fascinated because the Middle East takes a much larger role than they have in the past in these international organizations, which could be a key because he seems to be reaching out to some of what is considered the global South, which could fracture a lot of the alignments that we see or groupings with the move towards BRICS. They seem to be very excited in their roles in the Peace Council. I'm fascinated watching this. We're watching foreign policy. We're watching the entire global world order shift in front of our eyes to something that is a little more common sense and realistic. Definitely shaky whenever there's a big change, but what appears to have better potential. Also, and I'm having a tough time finding articles that I think are clear and concise on it. A lot of back and forth over a prison break in Syria where some ISIS folks were allowed out, and a lot of rumbling coming from ISIS that they may be trying to regain some of their strength in the region. So it appears that they are really working with from the Kurdish region to Baghdad to the U.S. to make certain that that doesn't happen, that they don't take that vacuum, that void that's going on in Syria right now and take it as an opportunity to grow ISIS again. Of course, this is a very real concern when we start looking towards Iran and the unrest there. What could take form if there's a power vacuum? So they really are harping on that in the news today. I think it's a good thing that they're having these conversations ahead of time before changes instead of after. Something else making the news in Iraq is gold and the gold prices. And what does it mean? People upset because it's getting so expensive they can't buy it as a hedge very well. At the same time, the Iraqi central bank thinks it's a great thing because it is increasing their strength of their reserves, because they do, guys. About 25% of their currency is backed by gold, according to the CBI itself. So we are watching so much come together around the world right now. Try to stay calm while it happens. Just grannies. Oh, pre-birthday wishes. We get you tomorrow. I'm reading a few of these, then I'm going back to it, seeing what you guys have, your concerns, what you're watching, what you're tracking. Trump says big force of U.S. naval ships is headed toward Iran. That's why I brought this one up here. As we're watching these changes, we're watching positioning for a power vacuum. It's very clear to me that we're about to get some movement on that one. Let's see what JG had to say. Good morning, Mark. Went to my credit union. They didn't say much about the banking industry. They did say much about the banking industry far as what's going on, but when I mentioned a few things, the teller just smiled at me. I love you guys' banking stories. Michael's stepson, 26 today. Happy birthday to him. All right, where was I at? G. Rolden. Should I buy more silver currency? I don't want to give advice. I can give my thoughts. Really would depend on how much of each I have. I'm a big fan of diversification. All right. So we're building up in Iran. I'm going to be very interested in Mr. C's take on these guys, where his thoughts are. Are they trying to get Iran settled in the coming days so that they can either include it or they don't have to worry as much about Iraq's change of value? What's going on that front? Similar concern. What's going on in the Ukraine? Because Mr. C has made comments before about he thinks Ukraine needs to be a little more settled. Over 2 million Ukrainians are dodging the draft. They've had a couple 100,000 just desert and leave. They believe they have about 900,000 active troops. They have many young men that have fled, more looking to flee. Overwhelming. The people want it just settled. And if they need to give up some territory, they will. Or at least that's what some of the polling's indicating. I think it's all coming to a head at one time. I think we're about to see Middle East settled. I think we're about to see Ukraine settled, and all at one time. Finnish president claims Europe can unequivocally defend itself without the U.S. I couldn't resist some of these, and it'll be neat to get Mr. C's thoughts. So, of course, he was pretty much on his own in his beliefs on this one. Finland's President Alexander Stubb says Europe can unequivocally defend itself without Americans. And he claims that the Finnish leader's assertion that a new world order is rising and the UN is at the helm. Guessing he wasn't paying attention in the WEF meetings that we saw. Appears very much that that ship sailed some time ago. And I'll welcome to, because we have been paying for them for decades. I am all about them taking over their own security. I think it is great. I think it is sovereign. I'm all about Canada doing the same thing and being sovereign in their own country. But judging by what's going on in Alberta, they need to start listening to their own people. But we have the same problem in the United States that Canada has. We got the same problem in Denmark. They got the same problem in the UK. The cities think they know better than the folks that are producing and building and making. They don't understand how that works. One side can live without the other. Now, the side that can live without the other is the one that has all the power if they just realized it. What's my thoughts on going before the end of February? I think it's an exceptionally good chance. I'll be surprised if we don't. Of course, I've been surprised with some other occurrences. Haven't heard anything on agro checks in a while. See some of those questions. Me personally, if I were Canadian, I'd want to stay Canadian. At the same time, I would not want a World Bank exec and Soros buddy running my country. I mean, they've gone a special kind of stupid, in my opinion. Canadians need friends. I only had one upset Canadian over comments, surprisingly. Offset by probably 100 that were very excited about the possibility of leaving Canada, which surprised me. I would think they would want to make the changes and be more Canada first. Let's see. We have 8 burger surprise to oh, you're talking about the nothing burger surprise. Yeah, no, we all have, but it's been way more than 2 years. Been way more than 2 years for us. Uh-huh. Let's see. I'd look at my last 2 posts and think, what was in it to make shadow get used to it. Let's see. Mark have questions. We'll ask when I figure out which one's the most pressing. Getting a kick out of some of these. I know. I need to get to it so we can get to Mr. C. Thought Starlink was supposed to be free. I never thought Starlink was going to be free. Somebody's got to pay for it. But a lot of the Nasera Jacera Golden Age people thought it was going to be free. Yeah, I don't know whoever posted they thought it was going to be free, but doesn't make much sense. Let's see. Yeah, Canadians sound off. What do you think? What do you believe? Because really doesn't matter what I think. What do you think? Let's see. Temple says, I want to still be Canadian, but part of a new America joint. No taxes, USD, no borders protection. All great. Yeah, that kind of sounds like a globalist dream a little bit. I get where you're going with it. And it would be a neat thing for the Americas to be better integrated. Would Mr. C have banking information locations? I doubt it, Jamie, because he was told very specifically not to get involved on the currency side because they didn't want the appearance of or the appearance of a conflict of interest because of his role. You're gonna be, I will be stunned if your banks don't actually do it. But what I have discovered is the same bank, you'll have 50 people that have no clue, and you'll have one or two that were in a location where they had to train, and they will know a whole lot. But the people in all the others are kept in the dark, and they're kept in the dark on purpose, is what I was told by a bank exec because they said they won't have any employees. I mean, would you, if you knew for certain 100% and it was just a matter of time, would you buy currency and would you stay after? Compartmentalization. See, truckers have been told to stop where they are if they're in the path of the storm, hence no deliveries, guys. I wish more people would stay prepared all the time. I know it's a pipe dream and the economy's tight, and I know all of those things. I get it. I do. Doesn't change me wishing that everybody could afford to pile away a few extra groceries. See, my credit, I'm guessing Barbie meant credit union. Or CC told me they were too small for the currency exchange. Even the small ones will be able to send your currency off. The question is, do you want to wait for it? And do you trust them to count everything right and everything to be where it's supposed to be? See, Dave, Mark, we all want to be proud Canucks, but we still have the mafia province of Quebec and carnage. Carney split country in half or join a kingdom of the U.S. Only options were broken. Dave, I get it. You know, we're pretty bumpy here in the U.S. ourselves. Pretty bumpy. Purple, has there ever been a time in the info where you get 99% we're going and didn't? Yeah, once or twice, Purple Rider, where I felt like there's just no way we're not. Reading those, yeah, I know. We're supposed to be at it. Let's pitter patter. Last couple quick ones, so that we're on time with Mr. C. Um, good luck. I'm supportive. I think every country should be able to defend itself. White House aims for Cuba regime change by year end. There is so much changing as I watch these. I watch what Rubio's pushing, Cruz's comments, and some comments from some folks more closely tied to it. They claim that we have made great inroads and to expect some sudden changes in Cuban politics over the next couple of weeks. I wish I knew more so I could tell you more. But the same person that told me that's the same person that told me to expect a change in Venezuela very shortly in a couple weeks. Same person that's told me to expect changes in some other places, and it's what we see. So for me, I think we're about to see some changes in Cuba. Federal agents arrest suspects in anti-ICE church protest in Minnesota. There is something different today in today's America than there was in America a year ago. There is some responsibility being meted out. There are consequences. And these are just two quick ones. Up to 25% of U.S. colleges may close soon. Brandy's Warso over here at the College Fix, they do a survey. They believe up to about 25% of colleges may soon close. Not enough money, not enough students, not enough folks going to college. Some more have started going to trade schools. They figured out that it's not getting you a better job like it used to. I think this is a tremendous opportunity as we get closer to an RV to maybe grow. Maybe we all donate to some college like Hillsdale or something like that. Maybe we start our own. But I think it leaves an opportunity in the U.S. and if the same thing's happening around the world to take back higher education. When I mean take it back, I don't mean make it all right wing propaganda. Like the universities now are pretty much all left wing propaganda plus a little bit of education. We need to make it all about the education and common sense, not about the political leanings, right or left. We need to make it about just that, just bam, straight down the middle, reading, writing, arithmetic, what you're studying in school. This might be a new humanitarian project. As I see that one, I'm like, this gives us a tremendous opportunity to provide more cost effective, good education. And then Texas AG starts investigation into vaccine related financial incentives. Good for them. I think this will cause a cascade around the country. Texas Attorney General, what they're looking at, what kind of kickbacks were they getting? Were they getting paid to make medical advice contrary to what they would have done if there weren't a monetary reward for doing it? So I'm finding this one, well, about daggone time. That's all I wanted to cover before Mr. C. Let me get everything ready, Mr. C. I'm going to hit the mute so it's not as noisy when I do this. Just kidding. It's unmuted. Let's see. Hillsdale, great education. Dom Nickel, I have great respect for the folks over at Hillsdale College. Yeah, my daughter graduated college where their indoctrination, it is kind of fun how quickly the indoctrination, the real world and working and paying taxes starts to chip away at that. Some faster than on others. There we go. Hello, Mr. C.
Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. There's so many changes. Things appear to be so fluid. I'm watching medals run. They're hoping you'll tell us something good.
I'm suffering from the over 70 maladies.
Oh, those aren't fun maladies.
No, they're not. I don't have anything really spectacular to add today. I have been given calls or received calls saying we're close. They expect it any time, especially this weekend. But I've not seen anything else that would allow that to happen just yet.
What do you think about all of these sudden, I don't know, Iran movements, Venezuela movements, Ukraine? We're getting more and more. The people are just about on the verge, it appears. And, we may be getting really biased news that the people are getting ready to, just pretty much rise up and throw Zelensky out on the door because they want peace so bad. What do we take from all this? Is it all coming together? Is it all just noise and smoke?
No, I think it's coming together. I think Putin pretty much stated it some weeks ago. You get Europe on track, get NATO out of Russia, basically, according to the old treaties, and take care of Zelensky, and we can come to a deal. I think that's what's happening. It also shuts off all the money, which we're seeing is making everybody desperate in Europe.
So is all this part of, a greater plan, and there's more intelligence going on than we think, and it's less just random happenstance?
Oh, I think it is. It's coordinating. All the signatories to the Gold Treaty, 214 to 17 plus, all their militaries are coordinating with Interpol to collect up the rats. So yeah, it's coordinated.
See, Dobby, with a question for you. When you get a visit from military and treasury after the codes are entered, will you be going into hiding with protection detail for a while? Are you concerned over your personal safety? I mean, I know you already embrace your Second Amendment rights with your concealed carry and all that. I know that you train, you stay proficient. Any other?
Yes. When they come visit, I've been told I will be assigned in a security team, for a short term, which is fine until I get my own up and running. But am I going to hiding? Not really.
I mean, I was looking forward to them picking you up and them getting me, and we go into seclusion for a week or two and get to sit around drinking Jolt Cola coffee, eating donuts, and hanging out. But
about 20 years ago, that was the plan.
Yeah.
3 days away and sign everything and then go your own way. But a lot has changed since that time.
All right, silver breaking 100. Should we be reading anything into it?
Not as far as the RV is concerned. It really doesn't have any effect on the RV occurring.
As I'm watching, boy, I tell you, let me see these roll by 99.97, 4,960 on gold, platinum 27.45, palladium 2,036. I mean, palladium has really made a run. Probably the most impressive run out of all of them today. To me, it's a symptom. It's not the cause.
I agree.
It's a symptom as they run from fiat and look for value.
Correct. And precious metals is where to go. Platinum, palladium, yes, big time. 30 years ago, we traded a lot in platinum.
I am hearing some interesting, I don't know if you caught this part, chatter about Cuba and possible massive political change there in the next just 2 to 3 weeks. From the same source that told me to get prepared, and they were dead on timing with Venezuela. I mean, the person has yet to be wrong on some of these changes. And now LilyPad just says breaking news: Russia, Ukraine, U.S. talks started in Abu Dhabi.
Great. That means we're close. And as far as Cuba is concerned, with the curtailing of money coming out of Venezuela in oil, I see them falling pretty soon.
Cindy wants to know if you got your printer issue solved yet.
I'll tell you. Thank you very much. The books are out that were ordered. We got our old printer back in working shape. The new one's coming in probably this next week. We got that straightened out more or less. So thank you very much. But what a relief.
I can imagine. Let's see. DG, is the codes and the money from the Golden Dragons just for the U.S. or is that for everyone worldwide?
It's worldwide. That's all the signatories to the Gold Treaty. Once I put the codes in, they get their unlocks and they get gold-backed currency, and then away we go around the world.
I'm getting a chuckle out of LilyPad right now. When looking for a home, it's best if you do it before elections. Where I live, the Libbies love their lefty signs. It helps you determine, helps you know who's going to be your neighbor if you're looking for a house. I was like, All right, Lily Pad, that's good advice.
That's cute.
It is. Mr. C, what does the neighborhood around your house look like in election season?
For the most part, the Democrat, which is interesting considering I put up my flags and pro-Trump, all that. I get a lot of compliments, but it's still Democratic.
Um, Auntie Ann wants to know, or Auntie On, who calls you to tell you we're close? I mean, who do you still get to talk to, and are you willing to disclose any of that?
These are the old-time military intel guys who keep us informed with regard to what's going on. Although I think they're probably 10 years behind us, Mark, because they believe a lot of what is occurring, and I don't. I'm pretty skeptical about this because we've been through this for 36 years of yes it is, no it isn't, all that.
Yeah, the whole political sign idea is a really good idea. I should have thought of that. Storkinson, Mr. C, do you think the Zimbabweans are going to go at the same time? And if so, do you know a price?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
I feel like it's going at the same time, but I don't know a price. Let's see, Mark. Well, Mr. C, question: why is Trump backing the fiat U.S. dollar instead of the U.S. gold notes?
Well, first off, he has to go to the RV and get rid of the corporation before we go to the gold notes. So basically, he's doing the Nasara list without the gold exchange.
I'm listening to your phone in the background. It does not bother me. Don't be
Sorry
worried.
about
It's
that.
okay. I didn't want you to be worried about it. Surfer, looking forward to insurrection season. I think it's already here, Surfer. We've been watching it. We're in attempted color revolution season.
I agree. I'm very, very surprised that Insurrection Act of 1807 has not been, I think it's 1807, has not been activated. I'm really surprised about that.
I think it's to get more support. In other words, let the world see just how crazy before. I think he's letting them hang themselves.
I agree. And Minnesota is doing a great job.
Oh, aren't they? They're doing they're like the Michael Phelps of hanging themselves when it comes or destroying their party. They're like really good at it. Oh, wait a minute. DG just said that's the call. That's the call we've been waiting for. Go answer it.
No. Most likely it's the scammer's computer, most likely.
Yeah,
what's hellos, and then they hang up.
Is it? I believe I don't remember if it was Indonesia or Thailand. One of them just passed a law where they will start where they automatically cane somebody that is a phone scammer or a digital scammer. So if they use a phone, a computer, a cell phone, any of that to try to scam you or get you, they don't even have to be successful. They just have to attempt it. They will be publicly caned. Why can't we do that? That's such a brilliant idea.
Really?
Hey, I think we can probably find 99% of Americans would approve of that law, but here we go. Mr. C's phone's still ringing. They're still trying to give me my pre-approved loan that I applied for, they claim, that I never applied for.
Really? I get calls all the time on this. It's crazy.
Golden On, the new board of peace. Could that be Sarah? Could that be Nasara?
That's a good question. I'm not quite sure. It does make sense that they would attempt to maintain peace in the Middle East to solve all their problems for the most part. And it's really interesting concerning the economics to do that. It is possible as part of the Nasara operation for the gold treaty. I just don't know.
I've seen, and I think this is Carl or Carly No Hair or Carly, I think. Yeah, Carly No Hair. Question mark or Mr. C. I heard a few days ago that the IRS just received $80 million upgrade to their technology. If the IRS is going away, why the upgrade?
Well, that's a good question. I would imagine, though, that that money is going to Treasury, not necessarily to the IRS. Yep. So they can upgrade. And that follows with FinCEN, by the way. Source of funds, use of funds.
Hey, for me on that one, I'm not too worried. Carly, now I'm totally going to pay attention to it. Very, very concerned on the whole rug pull concept because I believe we've got to stand up for ourselves. But that same money could be spent because they're completely changing the IRS. We've heard the public statements. We've been told for years it's going to become like kind of the external revenue. They'll still be collecting like a VAT, like a national sales tax, that their jobs going to completely change. So to me, it would make sense that their technology needs to completely change to go with it. That's just
I
my
agree.
thoughts.
But I agree with it.
I wouldn't read too much into it. At the same time, I wouldn't not pay attention to it. Yeah, someone's calling Mr. C. It's all about that extended car warranty.
Really? Wouldn't be surprised.
Wu Dan Fu. I subscribe to a channel on Rumble called Scammer Payback. It's pretty awesome to get scammed, to see scammers get scammed. Oh, just epic. Epic.
It'd be nice.
Another question for Mr. C from Dubby. Did you notice anything that we might have missed about Trump's interaction with world elites in Davos? Any observations to share? Anything you saw? Anything you took away from it?
He did a pretty good job of kicking their butt. I mean, basically told them their system is rotten to the core and won't work. And that if they want to make money and stay in the business, then maybe they should make a deal with the U.S. I thought that was fun.
Now the old woman just posted one about Amy Klobuchar is going to run for governor of Minnesota. That one, thought she was in Michigan.
I'm not sure that's good or bad.
Nah, I don't know if it's good or bad either, but I do. She did have one famous quote that I loved with Whitmer. She was like, the FBI uncovered a plot by the FBI to kidnap the governor. Like, in other words, the FBI discovered its own crime.
Really?
Can't wait to find out who's actually who. Because this movie is interesting and sucks at the same time.
Sure does.
Let's see. Why did Trump's plane turn around and have to get on another plane to Davos? I still think it is just as simple as a pilot. It's as simple as and if it were a commercial flight, they probably would have kept flying. Lights flickered for, like I was told, a second or two. And that was enough of concern with the heightened security tensions around the world just to play it safe, turn around and take a different one.
Well, it depends on what story you hear.
And there's a lot of different stories.
A lot of different stories. If they were hacked in some way, which is possible because of the, let's say, the problems within the military of those who don't want to leave because of the wokeness, they have redundant systems to the redundants to the redundants. So when they turn back for that reason, there's a security problem somewhere. That's how I look at it.
Storkinson, I think this is a great opportunity for ICE to grab illegal immigrants and criminals during this. Now, remember, guys, in Minnesota, the average right now is 74% of those that are being detained or arrested have criminal backgrounds. This is very important to remember. So it thinks a great opportunity for them to arrest during the time Minnesota is having their protest today. What do you think of that idea?
Well, that's great, but unfortunately, it's only one state out of 50, and we got the whole 50 to do. So I'm waiting for a martial law.
I think, strangely enough, the protests provide an opportunity to, now that they are looking for the financial connections to the NGOs and different leaders and governments around the world to these color revolutions, this event, now that they are really watching, provides a tremendous opportunity between geofencing telephones to see who's calling who's directing what. I think it is one huge intel op to finish off Protest Inc. I think they're using it. I don't think they did it on purpose. I think they're using it as an opportunity to clean up Protest Incorporated.
That's all well and good and true, but this started a long time ago, back in the early 2000s, with the Interpol guys in their quantum system, which they were using. They told me they out CIA the CIA and the NSA are listening to conversations and taping them.
Matt, maybe we're not staying home for an ice storm, but an ice storm. Five Spartans. Big question is who's available for presidential reelection or election to replace Trump?
What if Trump goes for a third term, which he could do under the organic constitution?
Yeah, Dovey, that's another one. U.S. citizens arrested by ICE, 99% of them are interfering. Or, yeah, I mean, that's painfully true. And something to remember is of the 24% that don't have criminal, or I should say, non-immigration related criminal offenses, they are in the company of. So if they weren't in the company of a criminal, they never would have gotten arrested in the first part. Anyways, okay, that's not coming across well on my part.
So there's a question here about whether I think the United Nations and NATO are going to be disappear because of the Abraham Accords. No, I don't. Or the other peace agreement about Gaza. I do not believe that's going to happen. I think they're still going to exist.
Donna wants to know if you still believe that all currencies are going to be going at the same time.
All currencies affected by the gold treaty, yes.
Let's see, what else do we have for you? Well, I should have asked if there's anything you wanted to touch on. I just started throwing questions at you.
Okay. I just wanted to say thank you to Lyman and praise be that we got the parts for the printer. Say it that way.
Leslie wants to know if anyone insult James O'Keefe going undercover at Davos. Man, he killed it. I mean, he really did. He's going to have a lawsuit or two to win over it, but he just got world leaders openly talking about their favorite contractors for chemtrails. I mean, like day one, he's there and he's got them. Oh yeah, no, you need to call this guy. You know, if you want this in the air. That, I mean, I was just like blown away. And he didn't even look like good undercover. Are these elite that arrogant, that dumb, I mean, what? It's tough to believe when you see them on film. Davos, some of them spending 35 grand to get a VIP, a counterfeit VIP pass, thinking it's going to get them into rub shoulders with somebody else. I'm supposed to believe that they are engineering evil takeover of the world when they are that gullible and that stupid. I mean, or they just, or am I just watching the useful idiots, not the puppet masters behind them?
Useful idiots. They're propagandized and convinced that this is what they have to do to stay in the system.
Yes, they are. I see a lot of those. Ashley wants to know exactly what you are looking for.
A phone call or a visit. That's the one thing that I'm really looking at. Other than that, I could just plot the movement of the markets and the political structure around the world. But basically, until they come see me, nothing is really real.
Surfer posted silver is now holding at 100. It really does seem to be stabilizing at 100. And so many people thought there was going to be a massive sell-off at 100, some profit taking. And we've not seen it yet. Mainstream media not even talking about it. I think that tells us everything we need to know about mainstream media.
Well, I think the banks are very, very fearful of that. If there's a sell-off, somebody's going to have to deliver the real product, and they don't have it. Too many shorts.
Let's see, what else do we have? Insurrection Act. If he hadn't called it yet, is he ever going to call it? Does he need to call it? Why hasn't he called it?
Well, I think he's waiting frankly, I think he's waiting for midterm. But whether that occurs first, I don't know. But there's more than enough ingredients right now to actually activate the insurrection.
Speaking useful idiots, I love Scott Bessent's take on Newsom. Bessent was world class, and I'm not 100% comfortable with Bessent's background coming into this.
I'm not either, but so be it.
But yeah, his take was awesome.
Yes, it was.
All right, how about Elon Musk? I mean, he had a little speech with him. He continued to call out globalists. He's not 100% in Trump's back pocket. It doesn't appear. He disagrees with him on occasion, but overwhelmingly 90-some% they agree. some of the folks, he just showed up. He's still a globalist. No, he's not. Just kind of curious your thoughts.
I think he's riding the razor blade, trying to do both sides at the same time. And if he survives, that's great. Good luck.
I don't know if it's dangerous, if it's smart to walk the razor blade.
Well, most of his sales are coming out of China, so I can understand what he's trying to do, but it's crazy.
Let's see.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But I'm kind of foolish like a Boy Scout. I pick my side and I stick to it doggedly. I'm open to being wrong. Just don't think I am. Mr. C, I heard Putin wants to join the peace board. Your opinion, please. That's a good one because we can touch on two at the same time. Benjamin Netanyahu, BB, just didn't even go because he was afraid of getting arrested. What do we take? Of course, Putin, I doubt, is going to show up at the World Economic Forum because he'd be concerned he would be arrested. Just International Criminal Court. It's really easy to go file charges against somebody.
I think what's going to happen is once Ukraine is solved and treaty is signed, then he'll be allowed to join the peace board. It makes sense that he would be. The Russians had, or the Soviet Union had, extensive history with the Middle East.
Matt with an interesting question. This is all hypothetical. He said, not financial advice, of course, but if you had 10 grand right now in your pocket, where would you put it?
Probably precious metals at the moment, or cash. I mean, it makes no difference. But for me, the way I'm scrutinized, I'd be very, very careful.
Yeah, no, yeah, it would make it tough for you. Yeah, this is an interesting hypothetical. If you're just sitting around, folks in chat, and you got 10 grand sitting there, just what do you think? Would you hang on to it, Mr. C? Maybe just hang on in cash because if things start crashing, a lot of things are going to be dropping in price as desperate people start selling things, or you better off just going ahead and committing, buying your precious metals and playing it safe. I'm really curious what people are going to say.
Yes, I agree. And it seems like we're in the Arctic area right now. It's a -2 real temperature outside, but it's not fun.
With the crash in the Iranian rial, with it plummeting, do you think it would be a good investment right now? I'd be kind of afraid of it right now, but what do you think?
It's a good question. I don't know. Again, I stay out of the currency, so I really can't tell. But I think it's going to take a while for the Iranian regime to fall. So it's going to be a while.
Vicky wants to know if you have to have an account with the bank in order to RV. And I know you're not supposed to focus on RV related, but your thoughts, or I should say, revaluation of currencies. You're supposed to focus on the refunding of the dollar, the overall, the bigger part.
No, the refunding's over, Mark. Refunding is gone because the crypto, or the fiat, is gone. It is a revaluation of the dollar with gold back. So it's easy to get the two mixed, but that's okay. You have to have an account with the bank? I know, but one will be appointed for you when you go to exchange. I guarantee that.
Yeah, that's Vicky. I've been told over and over and over, it doesn't matter if you're having an account, they're going to open a new one for you and they're going to be happy to have you. So it wouldn't make any sense. You get a big inheritance. You've been financially strapped for a while. You may not even have a bank account at all. You might be sending your Social Security check to Green Dot or some preloaded card because banking is kind of cut off unless you have enough money to be in the banking system. I've been told over and over by bankers, they're going to start an account for you.
Yeah, I agree with that totally. And it will be a QFS account.
Yep, that's what I believe too. Jeff here, if I had an extra 10 grand, I'd go spend a couple weeks in Puerto Rico to get out of the flipping cold weather. Wonder how many people said that.
That's a good idea.
Raul wants to know your opinion of Pam Bondi.
Well, given the constraints that she has with the corporation and the legal system as it now stands, I give her credit. I understand that she's criticized heavily because she's not doing enough. But again, I come back to the one point I make. One person cannot make that kind of a change overnight. It takes a team, a huge team, and a hell of a lot of effort.
Teresa, the Cole would be a good idea to have shut in and make arrests. It does provide a golden opportunity if you think about it, because even like using cell phone signals, geofencing, etc., is going to make tracking these people very easy, and most of them are going to be pinned down, so to speak. During the process, hadn't really thought about that one. I don't think they caused this storm. I think they may have played with it a little, possibly on the weather front, but I don't think they intentionally made this storm out of from scratch just so they could arrest people. But it would provide an opportunity.
Well, where there's chaos and weather, obviously there's an opportunity, and I think they're just going to utilize what they can.
Which smart. Question for Mr. C. When we receive our federal taxes back, we'll be also getting interest back on taxes since it was fraud. The IRS has always imposed taxes and penalties.
The word that I was given by Interpol is that the money's paid into IRS in whatever format will come back to you. But interest on that is not the question. It was not dealt with. And to my knowledge, is not going to be the case.
Yeah, I was surprised Tony Blair on the Board of Peace as well. Very surprised. Very surprised on that one. Keep your enemies closer.
I agree. That's what they did to me. They put me on the inside circle. That makes sense. That way you know what he's up to.
Yeah, and I know we're not supposed to know what everybody's doing, or we're supposed to be kept in the dark. Just sure would be nice to know. Pam Bondi was the judge who jailed Phil McConnell. Her record when dealing with human trafficking people is very questionable in my book. Let's see. Mr. C, do you feel like President Trump is luring the corrupt parts of the swamp into the open in order to drain and clean the swamp and restore its natural beauty and environmental integrity?
Yes, I do. The carrot and stick operation, big time.
Boy, here's one I've answered so many times. But Mr. C, Poodle Man says, are the redemption centers for real with a higher rate, or should we stick with a tier 1 bank like Chase or Bank of America, Wells Fargo, blah, blah, blah? Your thoughts on that? I keep saying redemption centers are banks. They're redeeming banks. They're not some special secret place. But I don't know how to. I'm not having much luck getting across.
Unless you're a part of a group like the General 64 and all that, the rates are the rates across the board in countries. So I don't see where going to one type of bank or another is going to make a difference in your return.
I would just stick to the one I like because I believe you're going to have the same rate no matter which one you go to.
Correct.
I just noticed the time. I know we keep getting this one over and over and over, but everybody still wants your takes on strawman accounts and birth certificates. They're all just very hopeful they'll see that money.
I know. I keep seeing the gurus out there saying you're going to get your money. That's BS, my friends. That's total BS. That money's gone.
I wish I could tell you something different.
Yeah. And it's all fiat. So unless you actually have it in your pocket somewhere, there's absolutely no way. And I was told flat out, the rats are not going to get access to those funds. So I don't see how you're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay. Anything you want to add before I sing happy birthday?
Not really. I'm just kind of tired today, but thank you for the opportunity of coming along with my soapbox and answering questions. And I truly hope they show up tonight.
Are you going to stay in with this storm and not get out there and try to kill yourself shoveling everything? Or are you just going to just sit this one out for a little bit?
Yes, I am. I'm devoting most of my time right now to writing a book. I want to get this finished before something happens to me. I want to get this done. So, yeah, my plan is just to drink a lot of tea and sit home and work.
Fantastic.
So take care. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Thanks.
I see somebody's son, Josh. We're going to have the CBD gurus, and I am working on, we may have an extra surprise and go a little longer after the birthdays and the gurus. I've got to see if I got an update on that one. Nothing yet, but it's a possibility. Militia Man may be popping in, guys, after we do this with them, just to give his take on what's gone on this week. If not, we're going to have them soon. All you birthday folks, and then we're going to hang out with Matt and Lucas for a few moments. They are a special part and sponsor of the program. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Rudy, was your birthday? You didn't tell me. All right, all you people celebrating now, we're just waiting for Matt and Lucas to pop in. I got to get ready for them. I'm not even ready for them. Now I'm ready for them. Now we just need them to hurry up and get in here. Roland, you're welcome. TP's out. Hello, Tammy. For Matt and Lucas, what's the best to get rid of systemic fungus? I'm going to bet they're going to tell you Miracle Gold heals per, but we'll find out when they get here. A lot of research out there on the black seed oil that's in it. And then you probably CBGA. I don't know about CBGA on fungus, but we'll see. We'll ask Lucas his thoughts.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Hey,
you as well.
He's right into questions. What's best to get rid of systemic fungus?
Man, I mean, where's the fungus at? Where's it growing? What type of fungus is it? I mean, there's a lot. That's a loaded question, but I would say,
That's a loaded one. But I immediately thought the Miracle Gold because of black seed oil, because it is so effective against funguses.
It's really good. It's a great antimicrobial, and it does really well. We've actually seen a lot of people on the show that started to use it, topically for their toe fungus, and foot fungus and stuff like that, and they were having unbelievable results. So, I think that would be a great option, or at least a great place to start.
Yeah, we've got our fearless leader. Matt in here now.
Hey, hi Mark. Hi Lucas. How you doing? Fungus. Yeah, and fungus, it works too for sure.
Now that we got you in here, should we let you tell us how to get in first, or should we see how the weather is in Minnesota?
It's just cold, and but it's heating up in Minneapolis. I'm sure it's cold here, but again, I think they're going to protest today. So I suppose most of the people out there, what are they getting, $200-300 a day from Soros or something? I don't know.
I don't know. As cold as it is, I'm not even certain it's going to be worth it this time. Now, don't get me wrong. A normal day, you're unemployed, you don't make great money, $200 or $300 a day. Heck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
but with that cold weather, I'd have to question whether it's worth it or not.
But here's an idea for all the guys listening out there. In the winter here, they take these water trucks around. They're in the sometimes they're in the firehouses or whatever. Filled with water, and then they go to the rinks and they spray them and stuff. Just get out there, you guys, you ice guys. Turn your protesters into ice. Just hit them with the big water hoses. They won't be out there for more than 2 minutes today. Just dust them all. You'll clear the streets in about 2 seconds. And I swear to God, I don't know why they haven't used that idea yet, but today's a perfect day. It's 20, 25 below or whatever. Yep, just freeze them right in their tracks. So, God, that's what I would do. So I hope he takes over today and gets in there with the big water trucks and sprays the shit out of them.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. You might kill them, as cold as it's going to be.
Oh, boo-hoo on that, huh? Right?
All right, Matt, you want to tell us how to get in? Then we'll see if we can squeeze in a few more.
Yeah, right.
And then we can find out what kind of provisions Lucas has made, because it looks like he's right in the crossover between brutal ice and brutal snow, where he's at if he's even in Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah. They're saying, anywhere between 1 to 1.5 inches of ice, which is like, oh my gosh, that means everyone's gonna lose power. And
Oh yeah.
so it's been a tad chaotic with people trying to fill up. And I mean, I'm not getting anything, but I'm like, who cares? It's gonna be a few days, get over it. But
You know what? I encountered a few of those kind of days you're talking about when I was a kid, where they get on ice on the road like a half inch, it'd be raining,
Right.
but it would freeze. And you really would get your skates out. I remember skating down to the park that's about 4 blocks away on my ice skates and then skating back home. Honest to God, that was cool. So, anyways, but
And probably a lot better than when you were dressed like Richard Simmons on your rollerblades.
you know what? I used to rollerblade once in a while, and but I didn't dress like Simmons. I dressed more like probably John Candy or something rolling around there. But no. All right, let's go, you guys. Let's get into the site. Okay, you guys. To get into the site, you go to thecbdgurus.com, thecbdgurus.com. Okay, and then we got. Let's see, we got. Oh my God, what am I doing, Mark? Okay, you hit the wholesale button. I was just looking at something else real quick. Sorry about that. You hit the wholesale button, and then Mark's name's going to show right up on the top there. And then you hit that button if you have to, and then you go on the site. There'll be a square if it shows up. Otherwise, maybe you're already in the site, and it goes you automatic there. It's lowercase KRAMCBD. And then when you're automatically in the specials, and we started them out yesterday at 5 p.m. But here's the deal: at $25, not including shipping and discounts, you get 10 million Bolivar. At 75, not including shippings and discounts, you get 10 million Bolivar and a free Matrix Mushroom 60 count. We figure if you haven't ever tried it out there or you like it, it's a time to, I don't know, get $75 worth of other things, and then you get that free. And that's a $30 value, 100%. You guys, that's a good product. You get the 5 mushrooms, and then Lucas can tell you about it later in the broadcast here. And but anyways, and then if you get up to 125, not including shipping discounts, you get 50,000 dong on top of those other 2 items there, the mushrooms and the Bolivar. And then if you have any trouble ordering, or you're brand new and you got a question to ask, give Wendy a call at 612-412-8343. She's standing by. And if you don't get her, just leave your name and phone number, and she'll get back to you. And then let's see, just go right down the list of our products. We got Lion's Mane gummies. We got mushroom gummies, 4 different mushrooms, 60 count there. We got sleep gummies, regular gummies, Delta 8 gummies, 5 milligram THC gummies, 10 milligram THC. We got our immunity product. If you're feeling a little down and out, get that. That'll help you out. Miracle Gold gummies, energy gummies, ACV gummies. We've got the coffees, the pet treats, the beef, and then we've got the beef with mushroom in. And then we have the concentrates for the coffee. We have the turkey tail. We've got the lion's mane capsules. We got the 5 matrix there. If you want to get, God, I guess if you got 3 of them, you'd get one of them free, plus you get the currency. Okay. And then you have, let's see, our Miracle Gold products and lotions. We got a bunch of stuff in there, but just check it out. And that's all the products, you guys. And we can go over it more tomorrow if you want. That'd be great. But yeah, just that actually our 5 matrix mushroom there. That's probably our 2nd or 3rd best seller. But there's some people that don't take it. I just wanted to give you a chance to give her a shot there. It's a good product, a really good product. I take it every day. Plus, it's in our coffee too, but not that much of a amount. So there you go. That's a specials, you guys. There you go. thecbdgurus.com. Going to MarkZ Wholesale, lowercase KRAMCBD. Get your health straight, because you got to be healthy. Without health, the wealth. Where's the wealth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
all the wealth in the world's useless if you're not healthy enough to spend it, enjoy it, use it.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Pointless. Let's see. Patriot Grams wants to know what dosage should be used to start giving pet oil to a 17-pound dog. squeeze in 1 or 2 questions, and we'll save the rest of them tomorrow. And starting early on Lucas's intellect.
I would say with the dog, we like to say start it off, with a quarter to a half dropper, like maybe just once a day, and kind of work up from there.
Yeah, they have a very sensitive cannabinoid system in dogs. So you start lower and move up, not the other way around.
Yeah, and if he's 17 pounds, that I try to think, I'm like, gosh, our cat is 17 pounds, so maybe for normal, like say small to medium sized dogs, that quarter dropper, but gosh, I mean 17 pounds, I don't start with maybe just 10 drops to start off with on that small of a dog.
All right. I'm going to save any other questions for a comment here that I can't resist, and I might need Lucas's help or Matt's help to pull this off.
Okay.
Roberta just said, I was just telling my husband about when Matt put tons of gummies in his mouth and he looked like an exploding squirrel. Could you tell me how to find that episode? No, I do not. I mean, you'd have to literally go through every Saturday episode. And I think it was even on a Wednesday night. So, I mean, finding it would be, a nightmare. You'd have to go through thousands of podcasts.
I'll find a picture for tomorrow, or the video or whatever.
Video, yeah, and then just send it to me. Then I can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I may have it on my computer, man. I'll look and message you.
That was dangerous, man. I almost choked, And
yeah, Lucas and I almost choked too on our coffee, laughing.
Oh, what did I get up to about? All I know is I didn't get up as high as I thought it was going to be. It was 30 something I got to.
Something like that. I think it was awesome. Hilarious.
You did not get up to 30. Don't even play that game. I don't even think you hit 20.
I don't remember.
I did, Lucas. I could.
Hogwash. That's another bet you lost to me. Jiminy Christmas. I can fit 50 gummies in my mouth. I'm like, yeah, right. Good one.
Well, I think I did get up to. Well, you know what? I'm going to pull the video and we'll be able to tell for sure.
I can't wait.
I'm saying, you guys, I think it was 32, and Lucas is. I don't know what he's trying to prove here, but I don't know, man. I'm pretty truthful on those gummy consumption, but he's out. You know what? He's always accusing me of taking too many, and I don't take as many as he says, you guys. And then now it's like the opposite, Anyway,
I like Daniel. Right. We need a rematch.
Okay, I will. I'll get that going, and then if I do really good, then I can get into that Nathan's hot dog deal too. That would be cool.
Oh God, yeah.
We used to have on our what the hell was it, in the little celebration of the town I used to live, we had a pie eating contest with little kids. That was pretty good stuff, man. But they would just dig into a big blueberry pie, eat as much as they could, and then weigh what was left after. But I think my son won one year when he was like 5 in the not the toddler.
Oh, man, blueberry pie. I might be able to win that one.
Yeah, but they don't do it anymore. Just like they don't do the women's oil wrestling on Main Street for the celebration. Yeah, they actually did that for a couple of years, and then I don't know what happened to it, but it's too bad. It was unbelievable. It really was. It was
really is a different world. You think about it. I don't know if I should look back at those times and go, my God, why did we ever think that was a good idea or okay? Or whether I look at it and go, why are we so uptight now? I don't know which one I'm supposed to look at that as.
It was so weird. It just came out of nowhere one year, and then another year, and then it was gone, in the yearly celebration. Pretty funny stuff. But anyways, so that's life. Yeah, things are getting in, but now we have protests all day. You know what? I hope the ice guys are listening and get a hold of a big water truck and spray them. Come on, guys, spray them, or else bring your super soakers. You get hit with water when it's this cold. You want to get out of it.
Yeah.
So, man, I come up with
like snow cannons everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anything you guys want to add before we wrap today?
Excuse me. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, I think I don't know. What do you think, Lucas? You got anything to say there?
No, I mean, do we have enough? So the 60 count mushroom giveaway is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
the mushroom stuff's really awesome, guys. Just if you're not on it, or at least taking some mushrooms, you guys really need to. Like we emphasize this so much, and people are like, I don't want, I'm taking a multivitamin. It's like, guys, these mushrooms are taken throughout the world, and the United States especially has been so, and I don't know if it's because of the pharmaceuticals. I don't know who it is, but has not really pushed these mushrooms and the benefit that we get out of these. And that's kind of why we're getting these right now, with the lion's mane, the reishi, cordyceps, turkey tail, shaga. I mean, guys, like everything from brain and nervous system support, especially with the reishi and turkey tail, just crazy strong immune enhancements, antioxidants, gut health. I mean, if you're going to take anything, like get some mushrooms in your system, you will thank us later. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Matt was not a big believer on mushrooms, and he will tell you that himself. He was like, why do I need to take mushrooms? Because, like the majority of Americans, we do not have the education to realize what these things actually do. And then once you take it, you're like, why have I waited so long to try these? The benefit is just unreal. It really is.
It was a phobia, I think, because when they tell you when you're a little kid, hey, the mushrooms, don't grab them and start eating them, and but I probably should. Well, you don't want to eat the poison ones. I can't tell which is good or bad. So all I know is the stuff that, we sell is good. So I don't know. Mark, you know mushrooms better than me. I don't know. What do the poison ones have, a certain color or what? I'm not sure.
It would be a whole lot more nuanced than that one, but it's fun. And I think we should definitely start having more mushroom experts on. People need to, there are just so many neat products out there, and the health benefits are huge. You just got to make certain you're getting from a good source. But we'll talk more about mushrooms. I know that Lucas and I really need to get back to doing Mycelium Monday or something on that front.
Yeah, for sure. Has there been anybody in human history that like grew a mushroom or something off their head or whatever, or neck or something, or maybe their ear or something? I'm serious about that because you see a lot of weird things out there, but could they mix? Could they like splice them with humans and be a mushroom?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a dystopian movie on that one. Somebody just asking, where do you even start in mushrooms? And that's what I love about their special this week, the five matrix mushroom. That's a great place to start taking, see what it does for you. And it's a wide enough variety. The cordyceps, huge mental ones, lion's mane, nerves, anxiety, brain health, dementia, great reishi, breast cancer, prostate cancer, turkey tail, one of the most storied on the planet for immune system, chaga as well. I mean, that's a great shotgun approach.
Yep. Well, thanks for having us on, Mark. It was. We'll see you tomorrow.
No, you're very, very welcome, Lucas. You guys, I mean, I know Matt's used to the cold weather. You're used to it, just in a different location. Get safe.
It'll all be okay. No worries.
Right,
no worries, guys. Well, hey, have a good one, and we'll just circle back around in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
See you guys.
Take care, Mark. See
you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, now we do have a special one for our Friday. We get to check in with, the man, the myth. Let's just bring him in. Just a man and his cat. We can't hear you yet, though. Oh, I can kind of hear you now. Wait, say something again.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Just awfully quiet. Let me see if I can. Oh, we're getting better.
How about that?
Oh, that's way better.
Okay. Sorry about my Mark.
Yep.
We'll figure this out.
It's one of those tech things. I don't care how many times you do it. It's always, I'd be rolling along in the middle of one, and a computer decides to change my mic settings.
I woke up this morning just like
Yeah, yours is like picking up, dropping, picking up. It's a little strange.
Yeah. See if I How about?
I'll talk for a minute. We'll see.
I'm talking to you. I got a little bit of twang, but I can handle it. If you can.
Yeah. No, I think we can handle that one.
Okay. Sorry about
Yeah. Well, one, it's good to see. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Two, we've been watching lots of changes. What I've been tracking in Iraqi news has been concerns from Syria, power vacuums, Iraq being very excited about World Trade Organization ascension again, being on the World of Peace. They seem to be very on the board of peace. They seem to be excited about that. And the increase with gold prices, what it means to their foreign currency reserves. What are you watching?
Well, if you don't mind, this is so. I probably need to call back in if you don't mind. Can you
Yeah, no, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, send me another link. Let me see if I can get the sound properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I kicked him from the studio so that he could reset and come back in. Hopefully we'll get a little better sound, although that wasn't too bad at the end. Excited to have him in here. Mela, I appreciate that one. Charles, these people don't realize all their phone calls are stored. Charles, I don't think they were paying attention when Snowden came out and told us they record everything. Everything. Every message you send on Signal app, every message email you send on Proton, all of them. So hopefully the restart will go well on that front. Yes, his AI computer instead doesn't like being up early. Wow. Kitco showing silver at 135. Here's somebody else that has a surprising body of knowledge on metals is Militia Man. You guys, when you get them or you get them live, don't hesitate to question him on metals too. He spent some time in the industry. Look at that gold at 4990, silver 161. I think we may see $5,000 gold and $100 silver today. I mean, like we've seen futures spikes, but I think we're going to see it and see it stick. Wow. All I can say is wow. Now think about that, guys. Everybody who has planned to overthrow their government in the last couple of years or gone off to Protest Inc. Every one of your texts and phone calls are recorded. Just like they pointed out, guys, on January 6th when they broke out everybody's conversations. Works both ways. Now we're going to see if it works better.
How about now, you guys? Can you hear me good?
Oh, fantastic.
There we go. Yeah, a little bit of an operator error this morning. I had one extra window open that I just couldn't see.
Aha.
Oh, my bad, you guys. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. And I think it's been a wonderful week. And I remember what you were asking me a question on some of the things that are happening. And obviously, if there's I haven't paid too much attention yet to the Syria issue, but I'll let you be the man for that information, because
it's more just concern over could ISIS rise back up. There was a prison break in Syria where some forces helped break out some ISIS operatives.
Okay. Well, I think in this day and age, there's always going to be uproars in certain parts of the world. And obviously in the Middle East, it's nothing new.
I did find it interesting, though, that in order to prevent any more of that, they are moving all of the ISIS prisoners to Iraq for the Iraqi forces to be in charge of and control of. So that, to me, says a lot about the region's level of respect for Iraq and stability.
Yeah, that sounds like it. And then they also have, they have some good guidance, I think, from the coalition forces too that still have an interest in being keeping security and stability on track. And I think they're going to mean it. I think everybody around the world that's paying attention to what's taking place in the country is going to. They've already invested a lot of money, and I think they're going to try to keep that money flow going. And so they're going to have a lot of effort to make sure that that's stable. And I feel pretty confident that's going to happen. So,
update for you. What are you watching?
Well, the last couple of days, I have to say, I'm watching everything coming into play. You have Alalock coming in getting in with the media to make sure that they have accurate reporting. I think that because he had this understanding with the media outlets or a specific one, that he's focused in on quality information because they need to have the citizens on board with a new exchange rate. And a lot of things happen in that particular era. They got to keep the level of their interest into the truth and how this is going to work, because the markets can be really emotional. They can, the people can not accept having some big change, and the media outlets have been hammering home trying to make it look bad, whereas you have people like Soleil, the advisor, consistently bringing out reassurances. And so yesterday we saw that Alalock did the exact same thing, and he's dealing with the media, and the media is part of the psychology of keeping stability and having accurate information, hammering home low inflation, huge reserves. They have a very nice stack of gold, about 170 tons, and I think you know as well as I do that gold's pushing $5,000 real close today. And silver is at just pennies under $100 an ounce. And all of those things are important because the future in the digital world is going to be surrounded by real assets, and gold and silver are real assets. And a revaluation of Iraqi dinar to a real effective exchange rate is going to be value. And they're going to do it, in my view, in the digital environment, and they're going to do a digital dinar, and I think it's going to be commercially traded. And when they're talking about, in another article, a good doctor came out and said that they have been working with teams of people to study the markets now. They're actually doing that. This is something that they've already prepped for. Now they're going to be studying the markets. And I wouldn't be surprised if those experts are studying precious metals and natural resources. They're talking about critical metals, and they've established that in the last, let's call it a year or less. And even copper, for instance, is a critical metal. You know what I mean? So,
which is great timing. What they want to know your thoughts on copper.
Well, I showcased a company not too long ago. If you guys want to go back and look at that, I think you can probably find it on in my in Patreon, and you can also see it on YouTube. So there's films of that particular company, but their copper is going to be used for a lot of things, and it's making strides just like the rest of the metals. All the white metals are doing phenomenal, it looks like. So I think it's a big deal. So, well, go ahead.
Yeah, let's. Why do you say Maliki's corrupt? I know Google agree. I think pretty much everybody agrees.
Well, his years in Iraq were, I don't know, I would just kind of say sketchy at best. He was involved in the era of ISIS, and sadly, there was a lot of
and extremely tied to Tehran.
Yeah, he has ties to the PMF, and I believe that's the case. And I don't think that as you can see with Sabaya in the country, his verbiage, he's not talking about war. He's just talking about, applying pressure to the country and to get rid of the militias inside the politics. That's kind of what he's doing. Probably a lot more than that, but that's probably what he's doing, because he's got the influence to be able to pull the ears of the Iraqis, because he is an Iraqi.
Yeah, I've been following. I look at it, and I'm of the belief that Soudani pretty much stepped out just to let Maliki hang himself and remove himself from the political shuffle. In other words, just let him implode. What do you think?
That too. That's a good way of putting it. But I kind of felt like it's almost like Maliki knows that he has to play by both sides, and he's got a lot to lose because those factions, are dangerous, even to him. And so if he doesn't toe the line, and so he's been probably towing the line all along, and that might be part of it as well, is that he's doing, throws hands up at the end of the day and says, hey, I did the best that I can, but I didn't get elected, you know what I mean, type of thing. Because if you look at the circumstances, al-Abadi had problems in his reign, and then Maliki, he had significant problems, and he's been accused of a lot of things. He's never been charged, that I found, but he has been accused. But again, he's never been charged for any corruption. And so I would assume that the powers that be, those gatekeepers that I like to talk about, they probably have a good idea where all the money is. That family has some of the most expensive real estate in London. And so where did you get the money?
Right.
Remember, they've been talking about that for the last 5 or 10 years. It's like, know your customer for the banking, and then where did you get the money? Because your salary doesn't fit. How did you manage to get that kind of money to be able to afford one of the most expensive pieces of property in all of Great Britain? And so, anyway.
Yeah. Maliki was seemed to be very liked by the Bush camp. Somebody pointing that one out.
Well, a lot of people have a purpose for specific time frames, but the times have changed. And if you think about what happened in the last 3 years, we're not talking about back then. We're not talking about the Bush era anymore. Now we're in a whole new genre. And you had the last 3 years under al-Soudani and his ability to create the environment with a level head. He's been able to keep the security and stability. He's worked with his Ministerial Council of Economics. He's got a good team, and he's showing the world that they have the people that are involved right now with that. His planning department, his trade department, all of his departments are on the right tack, and his record's phenomenal, and the people do like him. And interestingly enough, that even on the religious sides, he's towed the line. Whenever he had a problem, he went to the courts. So if it was one religious side, whether it was the Shia or the Sunni, whatever, he'd take it to the issue to the court and let the court decide. And so that's how he got away with that. Excuse me.
You got me starting to think maybe Maliki's so compromised that he's easier for them to force him to do the right thing.
But my personal opinion is al-Soudani is the favorite to win.
Oh yeah, me too.
An interesting thing is that, look, even if they felt that they needed to make a move, and that's the BIS, the IMF, UST, Al-Alaq, if they make a move, they're going to do it with prudence and prudent management. That's exactly what they talked about. Article 4 consultation last year, beginning of last year, and they talked about prudent management. IMF likes to softball things, always likes to, we have challenges and this and that. They paint a picture that's always kind of sort of doom and gloom, but they do that on purpose to keep the calm. No speculation, no fanfare, no hype. They do that as they go, and they've been able to build this system all the way out for the last 3 years. And I think that there's no real hype and fanfare, but nothing but, like this article yesterday shows, that they have gotten to a place where now they have a team that is actually going to be studying the markets, because they're going to have to try to keep those markets, the exchange rate, in my view, when they do it, they're going to have to try to keep it as stable as possible and defend it. And they're going to need to know the markets. And here they have a situation where, again, silver and gold are on a tear like we've never seen in history. And so something's changing. obviously. And I find it very exciting to see this because it just shows that there's things going on in the world that is creating that environment to push. And whether there's corruption in the markets and stuff, that people are getting short positions and contracts getting squeezed right now, like what they call as a short squeeze, I probably has a big thing to do with it.
Just it's shaking out the corruption is what it's doing.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. If it's been suppressed for so long, the numbers could be staggering in what the prices go to. They may not last forever and they'll cool off. But my thought is that we don't know how high it can go. But I don't anyway. But I heard numbers 20 years ago, and I'm telling you the truth. A gentleman that I used to pay good money to have his newsletter, he said, I'm not writing anymore because people think I'm crazy. He did, and he stopped. Never heard from him again. And there was a lot of us that paid really good money to have his information because he was good and talented. But he says, because I believe it's going to hit 50,000 gold, he says, I won't talk about it anymore.
That's starting to become realistic.
Yeah, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, backing up to what you had said about some of the things that the Alaloc and CBI is doing, they do have to, when that rate changes, they do have to defend it. And I think that's part of why we see the news and their reforms. Oh, we've changed this, we've changed that, we're broadening our economic base. We've got, it's one of the highest percentages of gold physically backing a currency. I think they keep dropping all these so that when it does change, people are like, yeah, no, it's worth that.
Yeah, it is. And they've been hammering home that there's $16 trillion worth of natural resources. They came out the other day with 350 billion tons of pure silica. And they're talking about investment. It's on one of their files. They make microchips and stuff out of that. It's really
99% pure silica glass sand. And that just dropped this week, like out of nowhere.
Yeah. No, I've heard about they have plenty of silica, but the way they worded it is like they have a lion's share of silica. Let's put it that way. And then that's going to be room for investment because they're going to need the investment because they have to build the infrastructure. I can't tell you how many jobs can be created, how much money is involved when you bring in 1 million jobs, 2 million jobs effectively. They've already said, I think in the last year or so, increased up 1 million jobs, and they have them on the table, building industrial cities and all that stuff and stuff. All the materials that they have to buy and bring in, they're not stopping. They're going to do this, and that's how it's happening. I think it's in the execution phase or implementation execution, probably synonymous, but this is taking place. And when the gatekeepers feel it's prudent, they'll make their move and they'll hit those markets. And I'm hoping for the digital dinar to be on the Forex just like everybody else, or something similar.
Yeah, it's when's your next video so folks know what to watch over at Militiaman and Crew?
What is today? Today's Friday. Let's see if we can do something this evening, everybody. I did one last night. I think as the time goes on, I'll be a little closer because I have a good feeling that something's in the wind in the short term.
No, I think you're right on something in the wind short term. I'm just trying to stay flexible and still have a life because I think I'm going to be rushing back to the computer in the near future.
Yes. I heard when you might be traveling pretty soon.
Yeah, I've got so much that needs to get taken care of, and my niece is expecting baby twins.
All right. Congratulations.
And very excited.
On that.
The family's very excited.
Very good. Yeah. But hey, if you're busy, I'm just wanted to say I came in and say hi specifically to enjoy the last couple of days. Those 2 articles, I think that with that good doctor is phenomenal. You really have to break it down and what it really means, and it's really important because it's talking about all the different things we talked about: the low inflation, the reserves, all the things that they put together in so many different ways. They interconnect. the oil flow through Cyan is still going. They haven't increased that yet, which is a sign to me that they're at 200,000, call it 230,000 barrels a day. They have the ability to increase that to 1 million and quite quickly if they choose to, but they haven't done that yet.
One thing I didn't point on was they did recently extend what's going on with the pipeline for another 3 months as they finish negotiating and HCL, et cetera.
Right.
Which I thought was kind of important. And one I did not, and I should have mentioned yesterday, the money's already moved for January salaries.
Yeah.
That is where they were 3 months, 4 months, 6 months behind, and now things are happening just like they're supposed to. So that to me tells us that HCL is coming along.
I would say so. What I also want to say is that the Kurds have about 10% of all the revenue streams, then 10% of 100, right? So the 90% of it is already in the unified system with the Ice-Kata system. And so this move where Barzani and some of the other members went to Davos, and what are they talking about? They're doing business deals. You see Barzani talking to Kuwait. You see Barzani talking to the Crown Prince of Jordan. They're doing deals.
World Economic Forum sitting down with some of the biggest money in the world just yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I think today might be the last day, but the thing about that is that I wouldn't be surprised if they talked about this is interesting, Mark. I got an email from the United States Treasury, not yesterday, the day before. And if you saw the headline, it was talking about tax breaks for American people. I would go to their site and look for it. The interesting thing about it, in all the years that I've been getting these emails, I've never seen them put anything in colored ink. And they did it in gold. Fact sheet. And it talked about tax breaks, and then it is in gold. That was the same day that they were talking with Barzani, and they were showcasing Barzani in the Kurdistan region. And the title of that forum for them was called the Golden Opportunity. I got them at the same day. They've never put gold letters, fact sheet in gold. I just was like, okay, I might sound crazy, you guys, but they do things for purpose.
They do. I'm not into comms, but they are.
They are in, yeah. And when I caught that, I go, that is telling, because the golden opportunity is all about doing business. This is a golden opportunity. Get on board. And one of the things they were talking about is politics, because the Kurds they lost their power 2 years ago. Now they want to come back. And they're probably going to have that golden opportunity to be able to not only come back politically, but get unified so that they can do the business 100% borders, Ice-Kata, WTO system. That's how I see these guys. That's how much these guys are moving on this, is getting it done as soon as possible because of the nature of the circumstances. I mean, you got silver and you got gold and you got natural resources. Everything's changing dramatically. And I think there's been a shot across the bow. We saw an aircraft carrier come into the Arabian Sea yesterday, and they were stacked with, it was just stacked with planes. They were showcasing them coming into town. The sheriff's coming back.
Yeah, that's one of the things a lot of people wanted me to ask you before I let you go was just your thoughts on Iran.
You know, I do so much, but I have a strong feeling that there times are changing in Iran.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're about to see a free and democratic or republic government for the people.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful.
I think when you start seeing how things are working and how fast they are, and people seem to be not letting up. And therefore, I think that, you know, the United States and others are willing to add that pressure, keep and help out when needed because of the nature of the circumstances. The security and stability, nobody in the world, they might not say it publicly, but nobody in the world, they want to do business, they want to have peace, they want to have a family, and they want to have, they don't want to have terrorism. They don't need bombs blowing up and, people afraid to go outside.
You going to rush out and buy some Iranian Real this week?
I don't think I'm going to rush out and do that. But anyway, I do pay attention to it because I think there's a lot of currencies have an effect. I've talked about the Iranian Real because of the fact that it's a trading partner. Syria's trading partner, Jordan, all of the currencies. I've been vocal about this, whether it's going to take place or not, but I believe there's a connection to the AMF, which is the Arab Monetary Fund, which is Arab League. Iraq is part of the Arab League, never has left the Arab League. Central bank governor was one of the leading head of the AMF when he left Iraq for the his first tour with Iraq as a central bank governor, went to the AMF, and now he came back, and now he's doing a job. And he's doing a job to do what? To launch a digital dinar. Those are his words. He's going to launch. That was back in February 2025. I thought they were really probably ready to go at that time, but they didn't. They didn't have the working party group for the WTO in the first quarter. Al-Awlaq said he was going to launch in the first quarter of last year, and he didn't do it. But it's still on the table now. And now we see that they're getting ready, possibly in the first quarter, potentially have a working party group. But I would suggest that they're going to have a real effective exchange rate prior to that. And that's why you haven't seen any more talk about the 23, 24, 25 budget. Why? Because it did what it was. It was a tool to be able to get inflation low, stack their reserves, pad them. They're still padding them, even more so than they may have told us yet, because of the ice cutter system has gotten 150%. The reduction in the note counts. People don't realize that they've been pulling money out of the system since 2018. Yeah. And think about that for a minute, everybody. How many people out there swipe a card here in the United States, reducing note count through electronic payments? So again, just because it happened on the books, look, the gold price in the United States Treasury, if you look at what the book value is on gold, I think it's around $42.50. Our president says now, he goes, well, we should bring back the real value. We have the United States has 8,133 tons of gold plus. And that tells me a story. If they're going to change that, it just goes to show you that maybe the United States dollar converting into RLUSD, USDC, all those different things, tokenized assets. That Agora project we talked about, the Bank of International Settlements. They've been working on this since 2018, 2019, and I find in my study that they've been tokenized oil trading in 2018 and 2019. They've been doing that long, and that's, I believe, is what's taking place with that company called VACT and Vital that are tokenizing the oil trade through Cyan into the euro, which is connected to the IMF SDR basket, just like that JICA, the FCC coking down in Basra, that's going to go to the yen, right? So the yen is in the SDR basket. The euro is the SDR basket. The United States dollar is in the SDR basket. You see China's doing deals with Iran, Iraq, and that is another currency. And we all know British Petroleum and the United Kingdom is involved through the British pound. And so those are all connected to the SDR basket, but the AMF is a derivative. All of those currencies in the Middle East that do commercial trade, not retail, do the AAD. And that is 3 times SDR. And if you see the SDR, what that number is, you're going to be smiling. You're going to go, well, if it's connected and it has a relationship because of the expression when they put it out on Forex, it's going to be based off real fundamentals. It's not just going to be oil. And that's why these people are talking about having the non-oil resources, the diversification, the modernization, all of those words that you see, those buzzwords are showing us that they have already done all of this. They tested it. They've done it through the tripartite budget. Now, when they talked about the 1,300 for 2026, that's a benchmark. That's all that is. It's not a real effective exchange rate. But what did it do? It psychologically, everybody on the street was going to say the same. It's going to go to 2,000 to 1 for the IQD. But when the central bank come back out and said, no, it's not. We're going to drop it 10. See what I mean? So they cooled the jets in the media. Alex got to deal with the media. We need to have accurate. We got to get the public to be able to accept this taking place, because they're going cashless.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say no cash. They just said cashless. But as far as the state's concerned, they have to do all their transactions by July, I believe. They're not taking cash, period. I'm in. And that right there forces them to open bank accounts. I read the other day where they've already got another, I think upwards of 4 million new accounts, something to that effect.
Yeah, I mean, they're still running at 87% of their cash is outside of their banking system. They have to change that one to uncork their potential and to support their value. They got to get it in the system.
Yeah, and I think that number, when they say that outside the system, from what my study is telling me, is that they have reduced the note count by far
huge.
more.
Oh yeah.
They say 85 something trillion. My view is it's probably down into the 30s, 40s tops.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Now that you stayed longer than you thought and shared more than you thought, are you even going to have any content for your video tonight?
Well, Super Samson does a phenomenal job.
Oh God, yes.
So I haven't even opened up what I have yet today. So, but we'll work out something. But I went over some of this already last night, and this is stuff that I have, in my room and all that good stuff. So, everybody's welcome to come by and visit, say hi, and vice versa. My crew, everybody, stop in and see Mark and enjoy, because getting along, having a good conversation, our views. It's what we see and what we hear, and having information is really good to have, because I have to say this, I think everybody should know what they own. And I think, to me, I've studied more so the dinar than any other currency, because I found an interest in what I own. And I did my research, and I'm very confident, even though I've been in here 16 years, and a lot of people say that they've been here for 20 and more. But
yeah, but we knew this wasn't going to be a short process. Everybody's like, yeah, you're just trying to get rich overnight. I'm like, 20 years is not getting rich overnight. Your 16 years is not getting rich overnight. Yeah. It has been a slow, methodical upgrade of their system. It's been buying currency off the street. It's been stacking up resources, stacking up gold, oil, foreign currencies, for their SDR. I mean, it has taken a tremendous amount of years and effort to be prepared and ready for this.
Yeah, you have the World Bank involved in so many different ways. They had their meeting in October. They had a freshen up with TAFE Sammy this last week. All of those things are telling you that they've been doing what it was designed to do over time. We're not supposed to know their plan specifically, but we do a good job, I think, in following along and seeing things that we never saw before, and how much the new technologies have changed the way that they're thinking and the way that they're doing things. They've done nothing but a digital transformation. That was the goal for the World Bank and the Bank of International Settlements and the IMF, was financial inclusion in Iraq and other countries globally. They're doing it not just in Iraq, so they're going to be doing it elsewhere, is because a lot of people are outside the banking system. And that's why you see a lot of this blowback from the media, is because a lot of the banking system that's outside the system is illegal markets. And they're raping the people by getting, taking advantage of the fact that they're using cash. And so that's why you see these traders, they're not jumping into the system. They told us yesterday there's 30 banks that are not inside the system. And it might be too late to get back into the system, because they had deadlines. They had the UNAMI taken care of. They have all these little bits and pieces, but everything's set up now that they have the politics ready to go. They have everything that they've been ready to do. Back to that point, Al-Sudani is the prime minister right now. Now, in the next 5 days or so, there's probably going to be something in the news about that. And my view is that Sudani will probably be the man. I really think so.
I think he will.
Yeah. But the bottom line is Al-Alaq, with the gatekeepers, can change the value of the currency when they feel comfortable. And if that was today, Al-Sudani is going to get credit for it.
Yeah, Al-Alaq's been, it's up to the CBI. It's not up to the finance ministry. It's not up to the government. It's not up to the prime minister. It is up to the Central Bank of Iraq.
You have to understand, Al-Sudani has no control over the exchange rate. None. It's Al-Alaq. That's the fiscal part of it.
Well, Sudani has some control in that he can put together like their white reforms. He can work really hard for years, putting together all the reforms that Al-Alaq needs so that he can. And what has he done over these years? He's put together the reforms they need.
He has a job. Taif Sami has a job. Al-Alaq has a job, and they're all separate. And that's exactly what they've done. The fiscal policy is on Sudani and Taif Sami. Monetary is Al-Alaq. And it's legal. As soon as they put him back in that office, he has the control to change the exchange rate under prudent management. And when I said fast and furious, what I used to say, what I meant by fast and furious, is that Al-Alaq changed the exchange rate effective immediately the last time he did it. That's fast and furious, if you know, in my view. And so he can do it again. So that's where I'm at with that, bud. So anyway, have a good day. I do have another appointment in about a half an hour.
I can't thank you enough for popping in and taking the time.
I enjoyed it.
And I guess I'll be watching your video in the morning. Probably not going to stay up late for it.
Yeah, I wish I could get them. Never mind. I'll do the best that I can to get them out, you guys. That's all I can say. But
you do great, sir.
Thank you guys for being with us. I appreciate it, man. You guys have a good day. Enjoy.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Extra special to get some time with Militia Man as well this week. Thank you to him, his crew, his following. For the rest of you, I look forward to seeing you in the morning. We will start with the CBD gurus. I'll give you a brief, like 1 minute, like news flash at the beginning for those that don't have time to stick around. We will cut up with Matt and Lucas, and then we will dive into news and see what we got tomorrow. I appreciate all of you folks. Watch it. It's interesting. They're fighting back on the gold. They got it all the way down to $49.90, and now it is pushing back up again. It looks like this is interesting watching it. See you folks in the morning. Stay warm.